What's up, you guys? It's RC Lee, and I have my Vorteks by Arrma out here, and I have a 3S50C battery from Spectrum. And I wanted to check and see how fast this could go in grass. Now, this grass is not very thick, but I was recently watching 10 Scale Garage, which is a great channel, you should check it out. And he was having trouble getting his Arrma Vorteks over 30 miles an hour in the grass. Now, this is a lot shorter grass. It's not as long as grass that he was in, but I'm curious if I can get this because I know it goes over 50 on the street, and I'll be testing that as well. So I have my GPS speed meter from Sky RC, and I'm gonna check it out, see how fast it can go. Okay, start. Okay, here we go. Just popping wheelies in that grass. Here we go. Quiet. I mean, it's way more than 30 miles an hour. It has to be. All right, let's see what that was. $38 miles an hour. Okay, so, you know, a little slower than it would be. Let's take it out on the street and see if we can hit 50. Relatively slow, and then go faster. There we go. So pretty good range. You can barely see it from this distance. There's full throttle. So there you go. See how fast that was. That was pretty much full speed. I think a big part of it is having enough room to be able to go full speed, because if you don't have enough room, you're not going to get up to that top speed unless you're rolling downhill. Okay. 54 miles an hour. Jeez. So there you go, out of the box, stock pinion, no modifications, and it was able to get up to 54 miles an hour on the street. So let's see what it can do out here on the grass. I might have to start over here in the dirt and come down through, but I'm gonna come this way now that that person and their dog is gone. I'm gonna use a little more runway, see if I can get it up to at least 40 in the grass. Now this is shorter grass. Again, it's not as thick. So either that grass did affect the outcome of the top speed on 10 Scale Garage's video, or possibly he had his controller set to not 100%. But I'm curious, I wonder what it was. Maybe a really loose slipper, possibly, I don't know. But let's see if we can get this over 40 in the grass. Okay, I was definitely holding full throttle. Stop, read. Okay, so that got to 41 miles an hour just using the entire stretch of grass here. I think I can get it to 45 in this grass. Okay, definitely held the speed there for a little bit. I'm gonna bring it all the way back. Here we go. He's definitely able to almost hit full speed in this area, but it would be nice to have more room. So let's see what that came out at here. So 41 miles an hour again. So he was able to get 30 in longer grass, so that kind of makes sense. And I was able to get 41 in shorter grass. So it definitely does affect the speed, because I got 54 in the street. So you're looking at, you know, a solid, I mean, depending on how thick the grass is and how much room you have. I think it's also because I don't have enough room, but you know, if you subtract just those two differences there, you're looking at 13 miles an hour of speed difference just running in short grass like this, and it being bumpy and uneven compared to the street. Arrma Tough. I'm gonna take this camera off to give you some perspective here on how low this really sits. It's all stock. Everyone says it's like a granite, and I own a granite and I own all the others, but this is a lot lower than the granite. I don't even know if you guys can see that right now. I'm just recording it by hand with my GoPro, but that is a lot lower than a granite. The tires are wider, or maybe the same, but they're skinnier, so they just have a different profile. If you've ever driven a car with low profile tires versus higher profile tires, also depending on how stiff they are, it can change the way that it steers. But the wide angle and lowness of it is more like a Typhon. So everyone says it's like a granite, but I honestly feel like it's in between a Typhon and a granite. It's like granite tires, but low like a Typhon. Drives better, but it's a short course truck, so you're not going to take this out necessarily, and you're not going to be jumping this really high and crazy, in my opinion. This is for a track or somewhere where you're going to be wanting that steerability. I mean, the clearance, I can barely fit my fingers under there. Granted, I have really big hands, but still, there's not a lot of clearance underneath there. And this is short grass, relatively short grass. So yes, that grass being longer will give you a lot of drag because everything underneath will be dragging. As you can see, I have something right there stuck inside. But it's gonna get caught on things because it's so, if I can show you that, it's just, there's not a lot of clearance, you know? It probably only has maybe an inch or two and not a ton of suspension, but you really don't need it because it's so low, and that's not what it's for, in my opinion. It's more for like track stuff. I wouldn't jump this truck as much as I would jump a granite or even a big rock. This is more like, I wouldn't really jump a Typhon very much. You can, on a track you can, but I wouldn't just go launching a Typhon. That's kind of how I feel about this. So it's in between. It's kind of a cool thing, but there you go, 54 miles an hour on the asphalt and getting close to 41 and potentially more if I have more space in short grass. So the grass definitely affects it, even being short. And then if it's longer grass, I'm sure it affects it even more. I didn't bring my temp gun, but I'm curious what the temperature is of the motor right now. Doesn't feel hot at all, but I've only done a couple of passes, so anyways, thanks for watching.